What's happening, guys? Welcome back, and if you're new to the channel, be sure to subscribe so you can catch new spills every week, and don't forget to hit that bell up top so we can squad up in the comments for the first hour after the video posts. Alright, so lately we've been doing a lot of talk about Dark Knight's metal, and lately we've gotten to learn a little bit more about the Dark Multiverse and how it works, but even still, with as much as we've learned so far, there's still quite a bit that's left to the imagination still. And one of the most mysterious pieces that we've seen is the Plastic Man egg that appeared earlier in Dark Days Forge #1, and we've seen again more recently in the possession of Mr. Terrific. And I've had a lot of you guys ask me about the Plastic Man egg, like repeatedly, and that's cool. But the thing is, we don't know a whole lot about it. But what I figured I'd do is talk a little bit about what we do know about it, because we know eventually at one point in time it will play a significant role in this story. And also I'll throw in some comments that Scott Snyder has made as well about the plastic egg. Alright, so let's start from Forge issue #1, where the egg first pops up. Now, this isn't the first time we've seen the Plastic Man egg, but as far as I'm aware, this is the first time we've seen it in DC Rebirth. And the reason why that is important, because a lot like the New 52, where DC pretty much started over with all its characters and really just gave everything a fresh start, in DC Rebirth, instead of taking everything back to formula once again so soon, instead we get a lot of the elements from previous stories brought back, which gives us a sense of familiarity with the characters, but we only know how much of it still exists in DC Rebirth as we're introduced to it. And I would say the most recent example of this was in Batman Lost, where we see an older Bruce that's in his 70s, and he has a whole bookshelf full of different stories that happened to him in his lifetime. And he mentioned, as far as those stories, as much as they contradict each other, they all actually happened and they really took place. And even though Bruce noticed there was changes in the way a lot of this took place, the fact that he recognized all these scenarios and could tell something was different, this played in as a testament to the fact that at some point in time, a version of these different stories really took place. Now, is this true for every Batman story ever since 1939? I honestly do not know, but there were a lot of books on that shelf, and it's possible. But the way that this connects to the Plastic Man egg goes back to the 2001-2002 Frank Miller Dark Knight Strikes Again. And this short series was a sequel to The Dark Knight Returns, which came out in the mid-80s. And the main gist of this story is you had Batman who had to go underground because Lex Luthor pretty much took over. He had Superman, Wonder Woman, and Captain Marvel, and he pretty much forced them to work for him by capturing their loved ones. And so in order for Batman to fight back, he had to find what heroes he could, Plastic Man being one of them. And back in that 2001 story, Plastic Man at the time was in Arkham Asylum. And the way that he was imprisoned in Arkham Asylum looked a lot like what we saw early in the Metal issues, because he had a pressurized machine that was holding him in an egg-shaped form. And so now from right here, we'd already know that some things are going to be different. Because during this time that he was in Arkham Asylum, this machine was the only thing that was really holding him back or keeping him captive. Because as soon as they released the pressure that was holding him into that egg-shaped form, he bust out of it. And I say this because we've seen him recently in the series still in the egg-shaped form, but not in the pressurized containment. But it was also back then in that series that Batman made it clear that he could take out everybody there, including Elongated Man. And it's also been proven over the years that Plastic Man could even go toe-to-toe with Superman. Like, don't get it twisted, because even though he's one of those characters who has this real funny demeanor, he really uses that to cover other things that are going on. But aside from that, he's really a powerful character. The only weakness I believe he has is like freezing temperatures. And so now in the Forge issue, where we see this egg again, we really don't know what type of history is tied to it. Because ever since the introduction of the New 52, your previous Frank Miller stories have been designated to Earth 31, I believe. And when we first see the Plastic Man egg on Earth 0, Batman has it locked away in his Batcave, not the primary Batcave, but another Batcave that's located on the moon. I think it's the Lunar Batcave. And like I said, we still have a lot of mystery surrounding this, because we don't know this egg previously existed on Earth 31. I doubt that, because the way when it comes out it's still in an egg form. Though then again, that may have something to do with the metal signals that it's picking up. Which brings me to another thing. So the Plastic Man egg we discovered early on this playlist, we talked about how Dr. Fate revealed that the Plastic Man egg is also one of the remaining 7 sources of nth metal that are left and available that the heroes have to collect. And at this time, the egg is one of the few items that they do have in their possession. Once again, out of pressurization, but still in its egg form. But the egg has also been giving off vibrations that Mr. Terrific has been deciphering, which are actually the locations of the other sources of nth metal. And that reminds me of an article that I seen on bleedingcool.com, where Scott Snyder not only initially confirmed that Plastic Man was in the egg, but that there was an extra thing inside of Plastic Man himself that we were never aware of. And I'm pretty sure that at this point we know what it is as far as the nth metal, but if Plastic Man is literally made of that one substance that can harm these multi-dimensional versions of the different heroes, because at this point it's not only the Nightmare Batman that we're worried about, and we have yet to see if the new threats are as vulnerable to nth metal like the Batman Who Laughs and the other Nightmare Batman, because at this point we know that they are. But as far as like your Sandman version of Aquaman and your Spider Flash, well, we really don't know. but I would say that it is safe to assume at this point because they're working under the Batman Who Laughs and possibly Barbatos as well. But yeah, really I just wanted to drop that in you guys' ear. Let me know your thoughts down in the comments below. Like, I really just want to hear your theories, even if you think like the Donald Trump from Earth 31 is going to come through and try and get him, because really at this point anything's possible. And let me know what thoughts you have as far as the theories of when he'll pop up and how that'll go down in the series. Because one thing they may bring back from the older series that came out in the early 2000s might be how originally when Plastic Man comes out that he's a bit crazy and stuff, and it really takes the work of Batman to kind of pull him back in and bring him to his senses. So it's possible that they may take that route again with either Batman or a different character in order to pull Plastic Man back in so we can get back on the side with the heroes and help them pull off what they need to do. But yeah, that's all I got for this one. I got links up so you can check out other metal videos, holla at me in the comments, and oh, also add any additional things that I may have missed as well, and we'll see if we can figure this out together. But that's it, you guys, and I'll catch y'all on the next one. Alright, later.